All right. First off, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Eagle Nation. What an awesome crowd last week, especially the circumstances with hurricane stuff and not being in school. Us taking that yellow bus ride and getting to Greek Row, and man, what a epic scene that was. And then to get back there in that parking lot and see Eagle Nation and how everybody really got here for Eagle Walk, and then to see the stands fill up. All our students that were not in school the whole previous week, and for them to show up and for us to have 17,000 strong, I mean, that was really awesome. And so big time shout out to all of them. That's what makes the Power of Paulson very special. As far as the game, very happy to get the W. It was an ugly W, but that's better than a pretty loss for sure. That game, we had an opportunity to really end up dominating it, but we had a lot of self-inflicted wounds that we got to make sure we eliminate. We got to get better fundamentally and technically, and so that when we get in those situations, we can go ahead and finish off games and put them away like we should. Very excited about this football team. They come in after that game, and there was only probably about 4 or 5 that really wanted to celebrate. The rest of them they want more. And the cautious side of me would say if the light switch comes on, but when the light switch comes on, it's going to be really awesome.
Can you just give us an update on Shy's health and outcome or outlook for Saturday's game against Minnesota?
Right now, Shy's, again, day to day. We're going to proceed as JT is the starter. He got out there, Shy got out there a little bit last night. Still doesn't look good, so we're going to keep monitoring him day to day. If something changes, then we'll make a decision toward the end of the week. But right now, we're proceeding like JT will be the starter.
Coach, you've had some time to look at in the film room. What stood out as some of the positives, and what are your big concerns that you take away from the main game?
The big concern is the self-inflicted stuff. We had 7 fumbles, and 5 of them were non-contact fumbles. That's not good. And so, we're putting – and we do every day. We have a whole segment of practices dedicated to ball security, and we'll overemphasize it this week. And so we got to clean that up. The other thing is getting into the red zone. We got to make sure we get touchdowns on the board, not just field goals. And defense, very proud of them when you start looking at what they did throughout the game. Unfortunate part, we have talked all year about finishing ball games, and for us to give up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, that was disappointing. But the positives, there was a lot of adversity in that football game, and our guys never wavered. They continued to go play, and they went ahead and got the victory. Offensively, 395 yards rushing, 3 100-yard rushers, and really and truly, if we didn't have the self-inflicted wounds, we were well over 400. So there's some positives there, but, again, there's no such thing as moral victories. We did get a W, and that's what mattered.
Coach, with those fumbles, last year this was a team that prided themselves on being nearly mistake-free on the offensive end. So how worrisome is it to see – luckily you recovered 6 of the 7, but how worrisome is it to see those being non-contact fumbles, and can any of that be chalked up to just with the new quarterback at least starting his first career start, maybe some of the exchanges between him and some of the running backs on offense?
Well, we did have a couple pitches dropped, but and let me back up. We had 1 pitch dropped, and then we had a fumble by JT on the goal line where he was trying to elude a defender, and he was trying to get in position to either pitch the ball or keep it. We got to work to get stronger with our hands. As far as the bad snaps, that's not JT's fault. And so, those are things that we can clean up. We get out there and work fundamental stuff with them. JT's going to be fine. When you start talking about next man up, that was the true definition of it last week, because, we talk about next man up here all the time, but what it really means is next man up, he steps up, he's prepared, and then he exceeds the standard that was set for him. And, we told him to relax and trust his instincts and, just go run the offense. But the kid went in there and did even better than that. So excited about JT. We'll clean up this ball security stuff, and we'll be better fundamentally when it comes to that.
Coach, you guys have another game against with the school from a Power 5 conference kind of talk about the challenges that the Gophers are going to pose this weekend?
Well, anytime you go up against a Power 5 school, you worry about depth. You worry about, them having a little bit more resources than you have and that type of stuff. But when it comes down to it, we've had a lot of guys playing Power 5 games. Majority of our team played against Auburn in 2017, and then obviously playing Clemson in 18, and then playing LSU at the start of this season. I don't really get worried about our guys about the environment. We just got to go play Georgia Southern football, and we've yet to do that this season. And if we can go do that, anything can happen. But Minnesota's a great team. They got, great players, and obviously a bowl team from last year. And, so we got our work cut out for us. But we need to go play Georgia Southern football and see what we can do.
Coach, who on the offensive side of the ball for Minnesota really impresses you for Minnesota? Who are you watching?
Well, the quarterback continues to grow and get better. He's pretty impressive. The two running backs, those guys, they're real deal. And they also have a couple receivers that I think, will definitely be challenges. One kid's actually from the state of Georgia, the Bateman kid. He was a kid that was committed here and then decided to go to Minnesota later. Those guys are dynamic. They make plays. The offensive line, big, strong guys that really come off that football. So great challenge for us.
What about the defense?
Defense, several guys. I mean, they really play sound defense. They really run to the ball, aggressive. The free safety is really good. There's a couple linebackers that, have really jumped out on tape. And then one of their defensive ends is definitely, people that we got to make sure we're aware of.
Coach, getting back to the Shy issue again, you were here for Kevin Ellison. Hurt his shoulder. Did he come back early? Not, I don't know. But it seemed like he was never really quite the same. I'm not saying that Shy's got that same injury, but do you err on the side of we need to have this guy for the Sun Belt games, the games that matter for us to win the championship? Or do you say we've got a chance to maybe beat a Power 5 team, we really need to try to get you out there if we can? How does that work?
Well, first and foremost, when we make a decision on a kid, it's about his health and it's about his safety. If we don't feel like it's good for him and his career, his life, his whole all outlook, we're not going to play him. If the trainers feel good about him, if the kid feels good about it, if Shy's on top of things and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to play, we'll let him play. We're not gonna hinder him from playing if he's ready to go. We take every game seriously, and we're gonna play our best players. And if he's ready, we'll play him. If he's not, and it's not safe, we're not going to.
Do you see some of the stuff with Kevin and what he went through with some of the Shy?
It's a different deal. It's just really a bruised deal that he's going to be fine, but it's something that takes a little bit of time, and it may take another week or two to and luckily we've got a bye week after this game, and if he doesn't play this game, we get a bye week, we'll reassess where he's at. But we're going to be smart, we're going to be cautious, and we're going to make sure that he's ready to go if we do play him.